get it tonight.
Hey, what's up you guys? JackjackHD. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to build a auto start for your 1v1 maps. Be honest, people don't make these type of videos, people don't make these type of tutorials. You know, usually tutorials out there are kind of like this.
Bruh.
For me to make high quality tutorial videos for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this type of content. Make sure you guys leave a like if you guys enjoy this type of thing, and subscribe if you're new and you're interested in watching other content from me. I also stream occasionally, so if you turn on notifications anytime I do stream, you will be notified of when I do stream. All right, so let's get right into it. I'm going to show you guys how to build a auto start for your 1v1 maps. Let's get right into it. In front of me, there's actually 3 auto starts. So I'll show you guys one way to make the auto start in this video. If you want to see the other 2 examples, you can go ahead and find those in the description. All right, so this is the 1v1 auto start that I'm going to show you guys how to build. So the main devices that we're going to be using in this tutorial is a trigger. We're going to use a lot of triggers, and then we're also going to use a objective device. First things first, you know, make sure you have your ramps together. Make sure you have a 1v1 map. Once you got that settled, go ahead, go to devices. In devices, we're going to go and find the objective device gallery. Go ahead and select this. With the objective device gallery, we're going to go and actually place it somewhere around the map. So as you can see, there are a lot of, you know, objective devices. We're actually going to keep this square one. We're going to delete all the other objective devices. Alright, so once you have the square one on its own, we're going to go ahead and take it. We're going to rotate it. On default, you should be able to just, you know, change the rotation by just clicking on the rotate counterclockwise or rotate clockwise. Click it twice, and there you go. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to hold down the resize button. So how we're going to resize it, we're going to click on the resize axis, and right now it should be set to all. You want this to depth. Once you have it set to depth, click on the shrink button. Keep on clicking it. We're going to keep on clicking it so you can't click it anymore. And now we have the shape how we want it. With that, we can go and take it. We're going to bring it to the 1v1 ramps. So make sure that you have drops set to off so it actually floats there and doesn't sink into the ground. Like so. You want to make sure that it's along the whole ramp. So we're going to resize it again. Once you have it shaped the same size as the ramps, go ahead, just drop it down into the floor a little bit. Now on default, the height is about this high, and if you want, you can decrease the height, you can increase the height. It's all up to you and how you want to design this objective device. I'm going to increase the height just a little bit, but you don't have to, but it's all up to you. So resize axis height, you can either shrink it or grow it. So it'll be something like this. Or if you want a wall with height, you can go ahead and just increase the height. Alright, so we're going to go into the options of the objective device. Right now it's set the basic options on default, so you want it set to all options. At the very top there are tabs, so have it set to all options so you can see all the options of this device. Settings, health, turn this to invulnerable so it's indestructible. Hide health bar, set this to always so it's always invisible. Play audio VFX, I'm going to set it to off. I'm not sure if this will actually make a noise or not, but just in case, I'll set it to off. Collision during games, set this to only 1 visible. Very important. Make sure this is on only 1 visible. Turn on visibility when receiving from, set this to channel 7. Turn off visibility when receiving from, set this to channel 10. Alright, confirm. Next, what we're going to do is open up devices. We're going to find the trigger. With the trigger, go ahead and just place it down, and we're going to make a copy of it like so. So with the copy, take the copy. What we're going to do is actually rotate it and resize it so it's along the objective device. All right, go ahead and hold the resize button. Next, rotate axis. We're going to switch this to roll, and we're going to click on the rotate counterclockwise. Next, what we're going to do is hold the resize button again, resize axis to all, and then we're going to grow the device till it is the size of the objective device. Now it all depends on how large you have the objective device. You're just gonna have to resize it till it's the size of the objective device. So if you decided you wanted the small objective device, you got to resize it to that size. What I want to do is actually make it a little bit thinner. We're going to have resize access to height, and then we're going to click on the shrink button. And as you can see, it's shrinking, so it's going to look somewhat like this. Right now I have grid snap 16, so you can already see that it's aligned with the objective device, which is good. So I suggest making it so it's the same size as the objective device. It's not too important, but you kind of want it the size of the objective device so it doesn't activate by accident. So I'm going to resize it, set to width. We're going to shrink it a little bit. Alright, so that is perfect. That is how I want it. Alright, so once you have the trigger in place, what we're going to do is go into the settings. In the settings, here are the settings that we're going to change. Times can trigger, set this to 1. Trigger sound, turn this to disabled. Trigger VFX, turn this to disabled as well. Visible in game, turn this to no, so it's invisible during the game. Reset times triggered, one received from, set this to channel 7. One triggered transmit on, set this to channel 1. Triggered by vehicle, set this to off. Triggered by sequencers, set this to off. Times can trigger, set this to 1. Confirm. Alright, so here's a little trick to copy the trigger so you can place it on the other side of the objective device. Select the objective. The objective should turn green, and select the floor just behind the ramp. Then copy it like so, and then place it on the opposite side. There you go. Next, what we're going to do is go to the second trigger that we just placed. Go into the settings. Here are the settings that we're going to change. The only settings that we're going to change is actually one trigger transmit on. We're going to set this to channel 2. Confirm. Next, what we got to do is set up the mechanics in order for this auto start to work. Alright, so what we're going to do, take this trigger. So find somewhere, that's away from the map. Now, here's a little option. If you want, you can always go to galleries and choose a random floor. Place down the floor, then place down the trigger on top of it. Now, you might be asking, what was the point of that? Now, let me tell you, this actually makes it a little bit easier to organize your devices. And this is just what I do. And also, it might be easier for you guys to learn what you guys are doing and what these devices do. Alright, so we're gonna have a handful of devices in order for our auto start to work. Well, this first trigger here, we're gonna go into the settings. Triggered by player, we're gonna set this to off. Triggered by vehicle, turn this to off. Triggered by sequencers, we're gonna set this to off. Visible in game, you can set this to no, so it's invisible when the game starts. Trigger one receiving from, we're gonna set this to channel 1. One trigger transmit on, we're going to set this to channel 3. Confirm. We're going to go ahead and take this and lift it up a little bit. Then we actually copy it, make a second trigger just underneath it, go into that settings, and what we're going to change is trigger when received from, we're going to set this to channel 2. Confirm. And go ahead and take that trigger, copy it. Third trigger, go into the settings, transmit every X triggers, we're going to set this to 2. Reset times triggered when received from, we're going to set this to channel 7. Trigger one received from, we're going to set this to channel 3. One trigger transmit on, set this to channel 5. Confirm. Alright, we're going to copy this, drag it over, and this trigger, go into the settings. Transmit every X triggers, we're going to set this to 1. Delay, we're going to set this to 3 seconds. If you want, you can actually set this to 2 seconds. It'll actually just disappear the wall faster, and that's all up to you. I recommend 3 seconds or 2 seconds. Reset times triggered when received from, we're going to set this to no channel. Trigger when received from, set this to channel 5. One trigger transmit on, this will be set to channel 10. Confirm. Go ahead and take that trigger and copy it. Go into the settings. We're going to have a delay on this trigger, and this trigger will be the last trigger that actually resets the auto start. Trigger one received from, we're going to set this to 10. One trigger transmit on, this will be set to 7. Confirm. Alright, so next what we're going to do is actually make a hood message device, and we're connected with these 2 triggers here. We'll go to devices, go to hood message device. Alright, so this isn't really necessary, but for the people that want to know how to make the messages, this is how you do it. Alright, into the settings. So what we're going to do is change the message, and the message, you can be whatever you want. This is actually the message that's going to pop up once both players are ready to start their 1v1. So maybe like get ready, or maybe even set. All up to you. From there, change these settings. Originally, time from round start, this hood message device actually starts after 10 seconds. But we're going to disable this, go to off. Display time, we're going to set this to 2 seconds. Text style, this is all up to you. This is preference. I'm going to set it to extra large. Placement, this is all up to you. I would recommend either top center or bottom center. This is all up to you. I'm going to keep it on bottom center. Show when received from, we're going to set this to 5. Channel 5, like so. We'll confirm. We're going to copy this hood message device and actually connect it with this trigger. Go into this. Once the wall gets disabled, this is the message that pops up. So I'm going to set it to go. Here are the settings I'm going to change for this hood message device. Display time, I'm going to set it to 1 so it only shows up for 1 second. Then show when receiving from, we're going to have to change this. We're going to set it to channel 10. Alright, so briefly, for the people that are, into actually building Fortnite Creative and understanding these triggers and, what they do, I apologize for the people that don't care. They're just like, yeah, just show me what I gotta do and I want to play my game. This is for the people that are actually interested in learning. Real quickly, these 3 triggers are actually respectively their own trigger next to the wall. And once both triggers are activated by the 2 players on both sides of the wall, it sends 2 signals to the 3rd trigger that gives a message on the hood saying get ready. From there, it sends a signal to the 4th trigger that actually disables the wall after 3 seconds, because I have the wall set to 3-second delay. From there, you also have that connected with the hood message device. Once the wall actually gets disabled, it will say go. And from there, it sends a signal to the final trigger. So the final trigger has a delay of 3 seconds. So after 3 seconds, once the wall gets disabled, it'll actually replace itself. The wall will actually reappear and the whole process gets reset. So there you go. That is the mechanics for this auto start for your 1v1 maps. All right, so now the auto start is ready to be tested. If you don't already know, if you want to start with items, just go to the devices, go to team settings and inventory, go ahead and place that wherever you want on the map, and then just drop items, drop weapons in that device. And then once you do spawn, you actually spawn with those items. Real simple. So imagine there's 2 people. One person will be on the other side of the ramp. Oh shoot. We're gonna go ahead and walk towards the ramp. I'm by myself here, so I gotta do this by myself. Go around, hit the other side. It says get ready. And there you go. It works. All right, we're gonna try this one more time. Hit one side. Perfect. It works. And also here is how it looks with the small objective device. Alright, you guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully you guys got your auto start working. And make sure you guys leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if this tutorial worked and, if you guys got your auto start working. Also, if you want to see the other 2 ways how to make a auto start, you can always take a look at that in the description. I have links down there. I've actually seen comments where actually people would run into issues. And they'd say they copy the whole video, and probably an hour later they'd come back to reply and say, oh shoot, I made a mistake.
I didn't change the setting correctly.
So make sure you're paying attention, make sure you're taking your time with the tutorial. If you really need to, you can rewind the video, pause the video, try your best to understand what I'm doing and how I do it. For example, the channels, make sure the channels are changed correctly. You mess up those channels, you'll just run into a lot of trouble. And then you're gonna have to go through all the triggers, go through all the devices again to make sure the channels are correct. And yeah, you guys, hopefully you guys have fun making the auto start. I think that's the most important thing. Hopefully you're having fun with making things on Fortnite Creative. If you guys are interested in other content from me, subscribe, turn on notifications. And you guys can always take a look at my channel and see other tutorials, see other videos I made. Right now, I'm actually working on a series of me playing on featured creative maps and rating on how good the maps are as a stream with you guys. And you can find that on my channel in the description. Also, use code JackjackHD in the item shop if you do want to support me. #ad. And yeah, you guys, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, guys. Peace.